let us discuss about what is data science and how the companies are like moving to data science. We'll see that. So first, let us try to understand what is data science. So most of the people in the market, right, whoever are willing to learn data science and all, they think that that is a technology, so which is not correct. So data science is basically, it is a field which will contain some set of tools or processes and systems which will help us to extract some meaningful insights or knowledge from the raw data which is available in different formats. It can be the structured or semi-structured or quasi-structured or unstructured, any kind of data. If you go and see in the market, right, you find different kinds of data, right? Structured is like nothing but RDBMS tables. And you also have unstructured data like videos, images, documents. Even nowadays, people are considering a video also a data, image also a data. Even document also people are considering as a data, but it will be a unstructured data which do not have any predefined structure. So a data scientist should be able to process any kind of data. And leveraging these particular processes and systems, after you will get some insights. By using that insights, a data scientist has to give some analysis to the management teams in the company, who will be sitting in the management teams, like for example, the business teams. To achieve this particular like data science, a data scientist has to use even some kind of fundamentals of statistics they have to use, and data mining is one of the important part of a data scientist job, where you will go to mine the data. Again, the data can be, it can be a normal CSV file, or it can be a database table, or it can be a text file, or a document, or an image, or a video, whatever it is. Every data should be analyzed, extracted, analyzed, and you should pull some meaningful information from that. For that, we use either it can be Python or any tool. At the end of the objective is predicting the future. Every data science will predict the future. Their job is to predict. For example, I want to predict a loan defaulter, whether the customer is a loan defaulter or not. I want to predict the house price, or I want to predict which products will go to out of stock. How, and the most of the companies will look for predicting their sales in the next month. But all this will come under predictive analytics or predictive modeling, and where we'll go and discover which the knowledge which we receive to the desired audience who will be sitting in the business side. And if you see this, the diagram, what is your understanding of this diagram? This is the motivation for data science. When I started my career as a database developer in 2005, I was only working on structured data in the RDBMS database like Oracle. When I slowly moved to ETL and then worked on Informatica for some time, where Informatica was very popular in 2007-8 during that time period, I moved to Informatica. So I was majorly working on this data engineering side, but using ETL process using Informatica and Oracle. And in 2010, what happened? Most of the big data or data got generated during this time period. What is the reason for that? Anybody? Only after 2010 onwards, data got increased like anything. Anybody know what is the reason? By any chance? The main motivation for data growth? Vamshi, any idea?
Using of cloud and technologies.
Can I say social media applications?
Indian Police Force.
Yes.
So the main reason for the data growth is social media. Every person will have a mobile. They will have Facebook. They will have WhatsApp. They will have a position to upload videos to YouTube. They will upload documents. They will upload images. So most of the unstructured data will consume more size compared to structured data. So most of the devices here, you can see these all devices will generate some data, correct, right? Cell phone, most of your cell phone, mobile phones will generate some data where your application data, where you store applications, text messages, phone call recordings, all these are also will be data part. And GPS tracking devices. And also, like, you will go and see some of the cable setup boxes, smart active meters, ATMs, credit card readers, computers, who will by which people will upload the data to internet. Video surveillance is one of the very huge reason for huge data growth. Every video surveillance company, like for example, even for the criminal department, they will go and use video surveillance and they tag the suspicious people in the videos, right? To identify the criminals. They have to capture so many videos. And speed cameras, they also will capture the vehicle which will be going and crossing the speed, right? Speed limit. How they are capturing all this? So all these devices, medical imaging, like scanning reports, all this generated huge amount of data. And what will happen, right? When this data devices will generate data, there are companies who will collect this data, like Nelson, Morningstar, World Check. There are different companies available in the market. Their job is to collect the data from different sectors here. You can see government sectors, medical field, from the internet, phone and TV, and financial sectors, retail. So everybody will generate data. This data will be collected by this particular data collectors, like these companies. And what they do, they will try to aggregate this data. They will combine this data, whatever they receive, and they will try to sell the data to the buyers. And this is one of the business also. Nelson company will do that. Morningstar will do that. So data is very crucial, right? Even banks and financial institutions request customer data to reach out them to offer credit cards and loans. Telecom companies, investment companies. So they are the end users who will buy this data, because they don't want to go and again collect this data, right? So they will directly go to these data companies, and then they will go and buy the data from them by paying money. And then they will use the database and they will try to reach the customers by sending promotional offers. And some people will even directly call us. They will call us and they will ask us whether you have a requirement of credit card or loan. And life insurance companies also, right? It will happen most of the times. It happens in India, very common in India. Daily I get 10 to 15 credit card calls. That is because I had never given my number to anyone, but my number was shared by someone. So daily people will call. So that is a common practice. So that is how companies will buy the data and they will sell the data. And who will buy? They will go and use that for their requirement. When I say like how the data was generated, we also need to understand about what was the analytical architecture before data science or big data was there. This is what people use it to follow. Data uses to come from different sources like Excel files, reports, and databases, and that used to push into a enterprise data warehouse, EDW means, and using a ETL process. And this data used to utilized by the different teams who will generate dashboards like Tableau or MicroStrategy, Crystal reports. These tools also emerged during this time period. Power BI also emerged. People started using them and they used to pull the data from enterprise data warehouse, and they used to generate some descriptive analytics, we can call it as, like describing the data by generating dashboards. Even there was a little data science also was there during the structured data. People used to even implement a little data science on top of this particular structured data also, but the actual data science and full-time data science came into picture only after big data came into picture after 2010. even I moved to data science. From ETL to I moved to big data. I worked for MasterCard for 4 years. And when I came to know about data science, I immediately jumped into data science because data science was going to hit the market. I predicted that this is going to hit the market. So I also slowly learned Python, machine learning, predictive modeling. I jumped into data science. And if you see, most of the drivers of big data which I was talking about, if I summarize, medical diagnostic images, they will scan the reports and they will create some digital images. Correct, right? In the hospitals or diagnostic centers, and they will generate huge amount of data, photos and videos which we upload into the internet by using different social media applications and video surveillance companies, mobile devices, smart electric meters. In UK, we will find these smart electric meters. Correct, right? They will also generate some data. Manufacturing IoT devices also will generate some data, mission specific data. But this data will be continuously flowing. Due to that reason, data volume also will be continuously increased. And you also need to have the tools which can process this continuous data flowing and high data volume with high velocity. That is where Hadoop came into picture in 2010. It became very popular. I hope Vamshi may know about big data, how it got emerged, because you might have seen, right? All this data growth.
All these changes we see in that actually.
So because so even my career was logical. That's what you can see. I was a database developer, moved to ETL to big data, and then big data to data science. So data was there every time. So I never left data. I was using data, but I am doing different kind of operations. Data engineering, database programming, ETL, and then data science. I was doing many different kind of data operations, data analytics, all this stuff. And if you see, this also might have most of the people know. I know because I am an old guy, so I know this. From 90s, I saw this data growth. So if you go and see 90s, the data was only RDBMS and data warehouses, and Oracle, SAP were the only products very famous, and data was only in terabytes. If you see in 2000s, most of the digital asset management like PDF as well as MS Office came into picture. So data slowly moved to petabytes. And then in 2010s, it again moved to exabytes because of social media like YouTube, Wikipedia, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. All these became the reason for the high data growth within a span of 2 years. The whole data got emerged, and people started analyzing the data with big data tools like Hadoop, HDFS, and MapReduce. Parallelly, data science also became very famous. There was no data science that much before 2010. Only data science became very famous after 2010. Even I got started in 2012 with little knowledge, and I explored many things, many technologies in data science. And as you know, the data is usually divided into 4 types: structured data, semi-structured data, quasi-structured data, and unstructured data. So as a data scientist, I should be able to process any kind of this data. I should be able to process and analyze. Even my data is in structured format like RDBMS table. Like for example, if I call structured data, my data will be sitting in a RDBMS or CSV file or Excel files. That will become my source. So I should be able to analyze even this kind of data. And if I go and say semi-structured, how many people know XML files here? XML is called semi-structured. And JSON files also called as semi-structured. They are not structured, but some part will be structured. A XML file will be looking like, let me show you. It is also data only. Some people will represent using XML format. XML file will be looking like something like this. let me show you customers. You will see this is the student information. Here you can see student ID, student first name, last name, certificate, and scores. You can see this is also some kind of data only, but we are representing you using here XML tags, and we call this as a XML file. And we also have JSON files also. So JSON file also will be like it also will be like semi-structured only, but that will have a different other format. It will be looking like this, something like this. So you need to process even it is a JSON file as a data scientist. That is what the responsibility of data scientist. It can be semi-structured or semi-structured, and sometimes my data will be even like a quasi-structured. So quasi-structured means very interesting data it is. If you visit any website like Amazon, you go and visit multiple pages, right? Multiple products you will select based on your interest. And what Amazon will do, whatever the activities you perform, actions you perform on their website, they will track in a log file, which is a text file. And that they will capture and they will try to analyze that, and they will try to see what are your interests and which pages you visited, which product you selected, and which products you added to the cart but you did not bought it. And they will try to see all your behavior in their website. They will do this for individual user, where every user they will have a separate quasi structured data, separate file called clickstream data, and they will go and try to see and extract some meaningful information. The Amazon data scientist will pull some meaningful information from your quasi structured data, and then they will try to see what products you are interested. Based on that, they will send some recommendations or promotional offers to you. This will happen, right? Whenever you visit any Amazon website, you will get some recommendations when you buy a product. How many people experienced that? When you buy any product, they will try to recommend or cross sell other products as well. Why can't you buy these products together? Will this happen or not? My question. Yes or no?
Yes.
This will happen
Yes,
with
it will
everyone, right? Whoever will buy. Even I buy, I see as a customer, my behavior will change. Oh, why can't I buy this? There is a discount. If I am interested in this product, even I don't require that. Sometimes we will intend to buy and will buy it, even it is not mandatory. That is how they will read our mindset. They do some kind of sentiment analysis on the customer mind, and they will try to mold your mind to buy their products. That will happen. The recommendation system is one of the widely used system, which is a algorithm in machine learning, recommendation algorithm they use, and they will try to understand your behavior, and they will try to act accordingly. Every e-commerce company will do that. Walmart, Flipkart, Target, many e-commerce companies, IKEA, all companies do that. That is called quasi-structured data, which they use to analyze such kind of information. And finally, unstructured data, where you will go and use most of the data will be documents, PDFs, images, and videos. If you see nowadays, companies are building applications where you can go and extract some information from image also, or extracting a image from a video, which is the important image. Maybe the criminal department want to tag the suspicious people and they want to capture an image. So that is their data. And PDFs. So PDF is also one of the source nowadays companies are using to extract some information from the PDF. I worked for a project for this unstructured data on PDF mining to extract some of the important columns from some 200 plus 200 plus PDFs. Each PDF again with 200 pages. The manual process was taking 3 months, but the ML model I built finished in 30 minutes to mine that 200 documents of 200 pages, and it extracted what are the required columns from each PDF and it pushed into a dashboard also. That is how data science will help us. NLP, natural language processing, which is the part of data science, will help us to do this. And one more important thing is, which we need to understand is, people think like business intelligence and data science both are same, which is not correct. Business intelligence is only restricted to help us to describe your data and help us to answer what was happened in the past by leveraging the past data. Maybe I will look at my past data like last month sales, and I'll describe that last month sales and current month sales. I compare and I can say sales trend, whether it is an increase in sales or decrease in sales. That will only help us to describe what was happened in the past. That is why we call that as a descriptive analytics also. But data science is artificial intelligence, right? It is not business intelligence. It will help us to even to predict what could happen and what we need to do as well. So what could happen means, that is called predictive analytics. And what can we do after we predict, that is called prescriptive analytics. So analytics also divided into 3 types. Descriptive analytics, which means that I will go and describe the data like using a dashboard, and that will help me to answer what has happened in the past. So most of the dashboard developers or Power BI developers, Tableau developers, their job is to use descriptive analytics by plotting the data into different dashboards and charts, a bar chart or a pie chart, line chart. They use they will create a dashboard and they will explain what has happened in the past. So management may be interested to see only what has happened. So descriptive analytics is sufficient for that. What if my management wants to see what will happen in the future and what action to be taken if something happens? Maybe example I will give you, then you will understand better. Assume I have a manufacturing company and manufacturing plant. So every manufacturing plant will have a set of machines will be running, and those machines will be manufacturing some products, right? And what will happen if suddenly my manufacturing machine will go down? So my production will be stopped. Ultimately, my delivery will be delayed. That will go and impact the out of stock. So ultimately, customer will move to other service provider. So PNG is one of the manufacturing, having some manufacturing plant. I worked for a project to predict which machines will go down in upcoming 1 week and what are the products need to be replaced, defected products. And that ML model which I developed helped them to take an appropriate action in advance and improve their business, keep their business stable. So before that, they used to experience so much of downtime, and they used to get so much of business loss also. So I helped the PMG to predict and do a predictive maintenance by using this machine learning, which is called predictive analytics, and I help them what could happen, which machine will go down, and what action to be taken. That will fall under prescriptive analytics. To achieve predictive analytics, we need to use some machine learning, statistical models, forecast techniques, all this. So machine learning will have multiple different algorithms to predict the future. And the prescriptive analytics is on top of it. Assume that I know which machine will go down and which as an action. Till predictive analytics, we use it to reach out the vendor to come and replace the defective products. But after prescriptive analytics, what happened? Even the program, the model itself will decide when to reach the vendor and come, and they will send the model will send notification to the vendor to come and replace. That also automated. That is called prescriptive. So everything is automated. We never go and involve on anything. The model itself will go and predict when the machine will go down. On top of it, it will go and find out which products are affected, and it will list out that, and it will try to send a notification to the vendor to come and replace it. It will save so much of our time. We need not even wait for it. That is can be achieved and answer what should we do. Deep learning, artificial intelligence will help that. Like autonomous cars example. How the car will know whether it need to stop, or it need to move, or it need to go to right or left. All this will be achieved by using artificial intelligence. That is called prescriptive analytics. So we have descriptive analytics, which will describe the data by using dashboards. We have predictive analytics that will help us to leverage and predict the future, and prescriptive analytics that will help us to even what action to be taken after we predict automatically. So what tools we need to use to go and implement this data science or machine learning? So Python is one of the programming language people use, very common. And this Python programming is one of the language. Even I learned first R in 2010, right? When data science started, R was very famous, and people used to learn R to learn data science. Even I too started using R. But you see, in 2012 onwards, right, slowly R went behind and Python picked it up, and we got so much development in Python in data science area and machine learning, NLP, and also like deep learning kind of activities. So Python got so many packages people developed, and R became obsolete now. Nobody is using R. Everybody using Python for data science now. Very less people. You can count people who are using R, because R has some challenges. It is only suitable for statistical programming. It is not suitable for like majorly machine learning and NLP or other kind of activities. And if at all I want to implement for single mission analytical platforms, if at all I want to go distributed machine learning, then again I need to jump into Hadoop and Spark. And Spark is one of the framework which people started using for distributed processing. Even if at all I want to implement distributed machine learning, I can use Spark for that. Spark has a library called MLlib, so that will help you to implement distributed machine learning. It will help you to improve your performance also. And as a data scientist, you need to know these tools and also need to understand what is data mining as well. So a data mining is also one of the activity of the data scientist. They need to mine the data. They have to pre-process the data. How many people know what is pre-processing of data pre-processing or data preparation? We do some kind of activities on the data, on the raw data. I may receive some set of rows and columns. I need to select which columns are important. I need to go and select which rows are important. I need to go and replace missing values if there are any missing values. I need to sometimes need to create new columns from the existing columns. I may need to standardize the dates. Maybe I want to convert all date columns into single format. So these are all the data pre-processing activities. I may need to do some transformation of data or normalization of data, data binding, data scaling. So as a data scientist, you need to perform all these activities before you are starting to build the model, because every machine learning model will expect the data to be in a desired format. So to achieve that, we do the data pre-processing first. 80% of your time in the data science project you will spend to prepare the data. 20% only you will train and build and train the model, and you predict the future. The 80% time is very important, crucial. If your 80% time is not correct, your data will be not correct, and your model also will not be going to predict the right results. So data mining is the process of analyzing the data, raw data from different perspective, and summarize it into useful information. So what is my useful information? Some meaningful information where we will go and extract some meaningful columns which are required. And on that information can be used to increase the revenue. The main objective of any data science project is to increase the revenue of the company, ROI, and reducing the cost. So I worked for my first project is I targeted to increase the revenue and reduce the cost, marketing cost of a company. They came up with a requirement that they want to increase they reduce their marketing cost and ultimately increase revenue. What I did, I analyzed their marketing process and I observed that they are reaching out every customer. Maybe assume 1 lakh customers are there. They are reaching out every customer and sharing the promotional offers. And every customer means they are also reaching out through mobile, SMS, phone, chat channel, email, many different communication channels. So their marketing cost is were growing like anything. When I moved to that project, I thought like, why can't we go and develop a ML model that will predict the customers who are really interested in the products. So my model predicted that out of 1 lakh or 2 lakhs customers, my model predicted only 20,000 customers are really interested, or 60,000 customers are really interested. 60,000. Remaining 1,40,000, I excluded. Ultimately, the cost got also reduced, and the marketing team was reaching out only those 60,000 customers. And even from the 60,000 customers, there is one more challenge. Which channel they are interested? I might be interested in the phone call. You might be interested in the SMS. Some other person may be interested in the email. So everybody will interest to reach out them in a perfect or separate communication channel. So I developed a recommendation engine that will recommend which channel to reach out that particular customer. So for example, for a customer Gopi or Gopal, he is interested in email. I will tag email. For another customer, I'll tag SMS. My model will predict that. For one more customer, it will tag like phone. So that list brought another important insight that the marketing team can reach out only through that particular channel. That also reduces the cost. So there I used machine learning, predictive modeling. So that reduced the cost and ultimately the profit or revenue got increased. That is how my first project I got a success by using machine learning. And to implement this data mining, I need to use a software. That is where Python came into picture in my life, and I became a Python core programmer also now. Since 12 years, almost I am using Python. I use Python for every activity. Without, my day will be full with Python. Python is one of the easiest language to learn compared to Java and C and C++. Whoever are non-technical here, you can easily learn Python. It's very easy compared to Java and other programming languages. And machine learning is another important feature which as a data scientist we should know, where we need to build a model that will provide an ability to computers to learn without being programmed. My model will learn from the data. I will train my model or program. A model means a program, Python program, that will learn from my data and it will predict the future. I will feed all the loan defaulters, past whole loan defaulters, and ultimately, if any new person will come, it will automatically look for the past data and it will try to predict the future customer whether he's a loan defaulter or not. How we learned from the childhood, right? We also learned from the childhood, like we don't know by birth, we don't know how to speak or how to walk. Someone trained us. That is human intelligence, right? So, but this is also you are training, giving some intelligence to the model, which is called artificial intelligence. My model will learn. It will behave according to the data. I will feed for my house price prediction model. I feed some past historical house prices. If the number of bedrooms 2 and number of bathrooms 2 and age of the house 10 years, the cost is 2 lakhs. If the new customer will come with the same requirement, so I can go and use the past data and I predict this customer how requirement also. Correct, right? Yes or no, everyone? Are you guys able to understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Any questions till now from anyone? And what is machine learning? Why we need data mining? And what is the different types of analytics? This is you need to understand where I need to use descriptive, when I need to use predictive analytics. All this we can implement using Python. And we are going to learn all this one by one throughout this particular training. We are going to learn multiple different algorithms which will help us to provide data science solutions. And what are the different domains data science people are using? We observe here, healthcare is one of the domain where you will see data science was extensively people are using, like medical fraud and patient survival analysis. How the doctor is predicting the patient survival rate or time, how many days he is going to be alive. When you will, how they are predicting whether the particular patient will get heart disease or not based on his body mass index and other criteria. And what will be the readmission risk to join a readmission risk in a hospital? And what is the patient attrition? Why there is a physician attrition? Some of the hospitals will do this. Very bigger hospitals, multinational hospitals, they do this kind of analysis to prevent patients to or retain the patients or retain the physicians so that they will not move to other hospitals. And consumer financials, credit card fraud prediction. How many people using credit cards here? You may know. Assume your credit card has been stolen by someone, and he swiped the card, and you received a message, and after 1 week, that too you received after 1 week. Will you accept it from the bank or no? You will not, right? If someone using your card and you received a message after 1 week, and there was a transaction of 10,000 UK pounds in your credit card, and what you will do? Will fight with the bank, right? Why didn't you inform me on fly? Why didn't you block my transaction? So such kind of applications need to be built by the banks to prevent the credit card fraud. And I am also working on anti-money laundering department, where we use data science or machine learning to predict suspicious transactions in the transaction monitoring of our bank. We do monitor transactions and we will try to tag which is the suspicious transaction for money laundering. So we are using data science and machine learning for this. And we classify which is the suspicious transaction, which is not. And construction domain also one of the domain people are using to analyze the contractor performance and predicting the design issue in the construction plan. If you don't predict any design issue, later you need to pay for that. So the multinational construction companies, they use data science to analyze the contractor performance. What is the performance of the contractor on the previous constructions? How are they? What is the feedback from the customers? And what are the design issues in the prediction of the plan, building plan? They all do this using data science. And travel domain also uses data science very much, like aircraft scheduling and seat management, gate management, and travel companies like Ola, Uber also use data science to reach out the passenger, or which is the optimal best route to reach out. For example, the drivers has to find the best route to reach out me. So data science will help them in the background. The application will use data science in the background, and then it will give the best optimal route. And also they will try to provide some promotion offers as well based on your previous travel. And the retail domain also one of the domain where data science is extensively using, like inventory optimization, how to find out the optimum inventory level so that my product will not go to out of stock, or predicting the out of stock of products, when they will go to out of stock, which products will go to out of stock, what are the best products to recommend this particular customer, what is the best price for a particular time period, or in the what are the best products to sell during the Christmas season, or which are the best product on the particular store location, and which is the best location, predict the location for a new store. And market basket analysis. This is one of the real-time scenario everybody might have experienced already. How many times you went to supermarket to buy one product and you end up with fill of basket and came to home? How many times it happened? Everyone. Whenever you reach supermarket to buy one product and you will end up with buying full of basket, how many times it happened? Anybody?
Family mans to happen very frequently.
Very frequently. Why do it will happen? Correct, right? Did any time you thought about it? There might be one reason, right? Why I'm buying that? Even I don't require maybe at that moment. That is because of market basket analysis, an algorithm which will run, that they will use. The supermarket will analyze your behavior, past behavior, which products the customer bought earlier together, and they will try to keep those products together, and they will give some discount. This will happen, and they'll recommend you some products with discount. They will keep like if you are a family man with kids, just one babies, they will offer diapers and wet wipes together. Correct, right? If I am a bachelor, they will offer me beer and chips together. Sometimes if I am buying something like bread, they will offer milk and eggs together. They'll give some discount on biscuits. They will give like shampoo and soaps. They'll keep together and they will give some discount. That is happens because of market basket analysis or association rule mining. The name is. So it will create multiple rules by associating the items in the supermarket. And based on the top 10 associations or rules, maybe like bread, milk, egg is one rule. Diapers and wet wipe, one rule. And then bread and beer, chips and peanuts, one group. So they will create some rules. The algorithm will give some rules based on the customer past purchase transactions, and it will provide some rules based on that. They will go and keep the products in some places where you will go, and most customers will visit in the store. According to that, you will see that ultimately will buy it and fill your basket. That is why it is called as market basket analysis. Very widely used algorithm in retail domain, and even it will be used in every domain, not only retail. Even for when you buy any tickets, they will recommend you a hotel accommodation. Correct, right? And cab service. These are all very common when you go for any personal tour, right? And you will look for like accommodation in advance, or cab service in advance if you are going with a family. So accordingly, based on your ticket, they will see how many members are there, any kids are there. So why can't we recommend them a hotel accommodation or cab service, so that the customer will be interested? And why can't we even recommend them a food service as well? If you are flying in a flight, and seat, which are maybe I am interested in window seat, they will recommend that. They will do many things, right? They'll do so many dynamic pricing also. How many times when you bought any try to buy a ticket, flight ticket, and you will see one price, maybe once you log into the application, after some time the flight ticket price will increase. How many times it happened? That is called dynamic pricing. They do that because you are clicking that particular duration and want to buy it, and you might have reviewed that particular day which flights are there. So ultimately you are in need of the ticket, right? So they will automatically increase the price. That will happen everywhere in most of the travel, like we can say like flight ticketing applications, like Make My Trip, Gobibo, all these applications, they do that. On the manufacturing side, the same thing which we discussed about predicting the downtime of a machine. when which machines will go down, and how to measure the quality of the manufactured product, and how to predict the warranty of a defected product in my machine. And under the warranty, if you want to apply, I will get for free of cost. If I go after warranty, I need to pay for that. So most of the manufacturing companies will do warranty analytics. They will try to see which products are under warranty and are defected. They will immediately go and get those defective products from the vendor. And energy utility is also another domain where data science is effectively people are using, like smart electric meters, which are available in UK also. And sometimes we can experience like AC will be automatically controlled based on the room temperature. Some of the AC machines will do that. That also based on the data science. And insurance domain is also, life insurance domain is one of the domain where companies are using data science, where they will go and see which claims are going to predict, and how to go and find out the best price sensitivity, which is called as where the customer will buy that particular premium, and how to analyze the agent performance and branch performance, and which branches are performing good, which are not, which agent is performing good, which agents are not performing well, and how to go and give some training to them. So they will do all this analysis. And logistics side, demand and forecasting and route optimization are common use cases. So when they are delivering the products, they will see which is the best route from source to target to deliver for the drivers. And life sciences is another domain, which is one of the domain where data science was getting used for a while, even from 1960s, because they do some statistical analysis of drugs. They do some drug discovery, and they'll try to predict the demand of the drug and see whether the drug is going to cure the patient also not. They do all this analysis in pharma domains. They do this. Reddy's Labs, Novartis, many manufacturing companies do this. They need to use data science to do this. So these are the different domains. There are other domains as well. Cybersecurity, to predict the hackers. I work for a cybersecurity project where my requirement is to predict the malicious emails. Which email is correct? Which is the malicious email? Because malicious email means the hacker email. How to predict the hacker email? Because once they register, there is a high probability that they will hack our website, right? So we need to prevent that. And there are also real estate domain, house price prediction, example. Restaurant domain, where people use to predict which is the best optimized menu that customers are looking for based on their past purchase to the food. Swiggy, Zomato, they do this. They will recommend us. Correct, right? Yes or no? There are many different domains in the market. Who uses this particular data science? In every domain, data science is become mandatory. Okay, and coming to like once again, we are going to learn Python through this training, where Python is one of the common programming language for data scientist or data analyst. We are going to learn Python, and then we are going to implement our data science models in Python, and we try to see how to integrate Python with other tools as well. And distributed machines, ML platforms, where Hadoop and Apache Spark are the commonly used ML platforms, distributed ML platforms. That will come into picture only if you have a huge amount of data, like petabytes of data. But as a data scientist, during the learning curve, you can only stick to single machine learning analytic platform is sufficient. Okay, so how can we go? I can go and implement Python, and I'll show you. But before that, we'll see what we are going to cover. So we are going to cover like these are the main topics. Whatever you can see, the 14 topics. We are going to understand about what is data science, and we are going to learn about some introduction about data science. Whatever we are currently discussing, also the same. We are going to understand about what is the purpose of data science, motivation for data science, what are different tools required for data science. Also, we are going to learn about what are the different types of analytics we learned and what domains data science is getting used. We learned about all this, and we also will going to learn the statistics fundamentals. Sometimes you need to use statistics as a data scientist in your projects. Maybe I want to select the data for my model. I use sampling in statistics. We are going to learn about some of the fundamentals of statistics in this particular basic statistics module. The third one is like we'll try to learn about SQL, majorly on database, and also how to go and integrate with Excel as well as like other tools. And the fourth is Python, the Python for data science. We are going to learn not only basic Python, we are going to learn even advanced Python as well, like Pandas, NumPy, Seaborn. We are also going to learn Matplotlib and the data science packages like sklearn, PySpark, PyCaret, and PySpark. We are going to learn all this. These are the key libraries in Python. And we also will learn about exploratory data analysis, how to perform, how to go on visualization can be done by using Matplotlib and Seaborn. We'll see in detail. And then we'll jump into machine learning. We have different parts in machine learning. So if you go and see in machine learning, we have different algorithms in machine learning. You can see here. We have like algorithms like linear regression, which will fall under supervised machine learning. There are two different types of algorithms in general, like three types of the ML algorithms, like supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, and reinforcement learning. So we are going to learn all this. Supervised will fall under all these algorithms. You can see here. Linear regression, regularization techniques, and then nonlinear regression, logistic regression, decision trees, random forest, and we also will learn like boosting. What is boosting? We learn. These are all very important for data scientists. And we also will learn about support vector machines, naive, and then k nearest neighbors, one of the very interesting algorithm. And then we also will learn about unsupervised learning algorithms like clustering and association, rules mining, nothing but market basket analysis. We are going to learn here the supermarket use case. And then we'll jump into deep learning as well a bit. The deep learning is going to help us to prescriptive analytics. And what are the different types of deep learning or artificial neural networks also you'll see. We have like artificial neural networks, we have recurrent neural networks, convolutional neural networks. We'll see what are they. And then we'll understand about a bit on like natural language processing like NLP as well, which is one of the separate stream in data science. Some companies will look for NLP data scientist also, where we need to go and analyze the text data, not like normal data, maybe document, and I need to go and process the text data. We learn how to process the text data in different ways. And then one more important module is deployment process. Many of the companies or trainings will not do this deployment process. They will not even explain about it. But as a data scientist nowadays, companies are looking for people who know how to deploy the models. We will see that as part of this particular model deployment process. And finally, we'll see like some of the practical use cases also with this particular. For every algorithm, we'll see a use case. And we'll see like next a Power BI data visualization also, how to go and implement some of the basic dashboards. So we'll see using data visualization Power BI. And we also will learn the two Azure modules like Azure Datalakes storage and Azure like Databricks as well. These are very common where companies are looking for some cloud knowledge. To accommodate that, we are teaching here Azure Databricks and Azure Datalakes storage, which will help us to store the data and analyze the data using Databricks environment. And these are all the 14 modules which we are going to learn throughout this training. And apart from that, I'll also guide you in resume preparation, also like interview guidance and the sample CVs I'll provide. and some sample interview questions. If also I'll provide, and any particular questions you have, I will be ready to answer and try to guide you throughout the training. And also, I'll try to go over some mock interviews as well, where that will help you to get some confidence on the interviews too. This is about the training and the syllabus. And apart from that, other fee as well as other timings and all, you need to reach out the team. They will guide you. This is about technical things I can guide you. For the timings as well as other people, they will guide you. Okay, and this is we are going to usually go up to near to 2.5 months training, and that is going to help you to become a full-time data scientist. Okay, any questions here? Now you can ask.
Hi, I'm having a doubt. You'll
Yes.
be explaining about the theory part, or also the coding part. You'll be
Coding part.
explaining.
Coding part is
Okay.
main. Theory is very. I'm going to explain, but mostly we do more hands-on with use cases.
Okay.
So I will guide you how to do that, and I will also give some assignments as well, which we also need to submit.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, every class will learn something, and I'll provide you hands-on. I'll show you how to implement that, and also give some assignment which you need to come up in the next class. So that is very important. Then only you will learn. It can be Python or machine learning or statistics, whatever it is. I hope that makes sense.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any further questions from anyone? Vamshi, Vivek, Venkat?
Well, for me, how big it will be the Excel part, and how important it will be?
Excel is I also use Excel as a data scientist, but I'm not going to use like an expert level, right? So whatever I require for my data science, I use it. For example, I want to pull the data an Excel file into Python. So I will try to show you which packages you need to use and what kind of operations you need to perform on the Excel file, and also show you some basic Excel operations from Python too, without connecting to Excel.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. There is a package available in Excel package, so we'll try to import it and we'll try to see how to manage an Excel file from Python.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
No problem. Yeah. Any other questions? From anyone? Are you able to understand what we discussed about and what is data science and all, right? So any questions?
Yeah.
Any question you can ask.
Actually, the
And-
session was very good. We
Yeah.
understand, even
Yeah.
though I'm from AI, so I had some basic knowledge about that, but the
Okay.
session was very good.
Okay, thank you. Glad that helped you. And you can
Thank
reach
you.
out. You can reach. They will guide you on the timings and other things. And course curriculum also they will share you, because you already share your contact, right? So they will reach out to you, and any questions you can reach out them on admin part. Technical side, I will help you, and if required, and in upcoming training. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining the demo, and hope to see you the training. Thank you very much, everyone.
A special thank you from the heart